Peace, y'all. Rob Blackstone. I was just thinking that, there's so many distractions nowadays, so many things to occupy your mind, so much content, so much entertainment, so many things out here to trigger you, so many things to take you off your path, take you away from your goals. In fact, take you even away from your own thoughts, from your own ideas, from your own creations, from your own downloads, from your own spiritual and your in spirit, your inspiration, right? We have to learn, those of us that are on a spiritual path or a path of spiritual personal development, we have to learn to take time for silence, right? Take time for silence. Take time where there's no sounds unless there's like sounds of nature, or you're listening to a binaural beat, or you're listening to some jazz or some instrumentals, right? But even after that, like, take time for silence. Like, driving home from work, take some time. Don't turn on the radio or anything and just drive and listen to the engine and listen to your thoughts. When you go in the shower, don't turn on the music, right? Don't plug in the aux cord and listen to music, right? Turn the music off. Turn the TV off. Go sit down and take a shit and don't bring your phone and don't bring a book. Like, take times besides just you sleeping where you have silence so you could hear yourself think. Because the voice in your head is the God within. The voice in your head is the God within. But you have to train that voice. And if you're constantly being incubated with other people's ideas, other people's thoughts, other people's concepts, other people's visions, other people's opinions, other people's perspectives, then when do you ever have time to create your own? When do you ever have time to develop your own ideas? Because if you don't nurture your nature, your divine nature, then someone else is going to be able to plant seeds inside of you, right? And those seeds over time keep hearing somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's ideas. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your favorite spiritual speaker. I don't care if it's your favorite YouTuber. I don't care if it's your favorite prophet. I don't care if it's your favorite priest. If you constantly listen to other people's ideas are only supposed to inspire you, even like other people's ideas in books. They're supposed to inspire you, but you're supposed to come up with your own concepts. You're supposed to create your own things. Like, there's a trend nowadays that I see with a lot of younger people where they won't give credit. Like, they'll take things from Bobby Hemmett, like spells, or they'll take things from other YouTubers, right? They'll create something and then they'll take their name or they'll take their concept and use it for themselves, and they won't even give credit to the other person. Back in my day, not to sound like an old, super old cat, right? Super old nigga, but back in my day, that was called biting. It was called biting, and it's still biting. You're still taking someone's IP, someone's intellectual property. And this comes from overconsumption. If you call yourself a God and you say you have the spirit of God within you and you are a God body, then the one thing you know God does is creates. That's the one thing you could be sure of, that God is a creator, first and foremost. God creates life and brings new life into the world, whether that's through animal, plant, mineral, or the human kingdom, all four kingdoms. But how can you create something if you never sit with yourself? If you're constantly on YouTube, if you're constantly on social media, if you're constantly watching TV, Netflix, YouTube, Tubi, some people go from channel to channel to channel, to show to show to show. Then at work, right? And then home is channel to channel, show to show to show till it's time to bed for bed. Then the club, the party, you're listening to the music with words, so you listen to other people's opinions in the music, what other people say love is, what other people say how to handle tense situations, right? Pop a nigga, drill a nigga, right? You know, how to handle love, sleep with them and leave them, you know what I'm saying? There's no love. There's even R&B songs where they're singing like there's no love in this relationship. We don't got no love. We just kicking it. We just hanging out. This is where we are. And this is what people are consuming on a day-to-day basis because we don't take time for silence. We don't take time for nature. We don't take time to hear ourselves think what we actually think, what the source within us, what the God within us is trying to bubble up onto the surface. We always talk about raising kundalini, right? Those of us on the spiritual path, raising energy, raising frequency, raising vibration, tapping into your higher self. Well, how can you do that if you're watching, 10 hours of YouTube or every single Netflix series that comes out, every album you listening to? You never take space for yourself. You got to bring your phone in when you go to the bathroom. You got to play music when you're in the shower. And then on top of that, you fall asleep with shit on. Constantly playing now. So now, even in your sleep, your subconscious is being programmed because when you're sleeping, this is scientifically speaking, your brain is still recording and taking in all that information while you're sleeping. So you don't even have time for yourself to find yourself, right? Because you don't find yourself, you create yourself. And the way you create yourself is from within. But in this Western society, we've been taught that everything that we need to learn is outside of ourselves, right? This is one of the reasons why the ancient Egyptians / Cometians, right? They didn't have books. They had logos. They had what they call hieroglyphs, symbols, sigils, pictures, right? And those pictures told the story. Those hieroglyphs told the story on their own. And the story you have to decipher here and in the heart, right? You saw a picture of Heru. You saw a falcon. You said, okay, I got to observe a falcon to understand what Heru or Horus means. So I got to observe the movements of a falcon. I have to observe how a falcon speaks. Now, these animals were indigenous to these areas, right? Just like Tahuti, the ibis, right? There's something called an African ibis. Nowhere in the world but these places in Egypt, this African ibis, right? So they saw these animals and they put pictures of these animals representing certain spiritual ideals or motifs or archetypes, right? So these animal-headed humans were pictures or hieroglyphs or symbols so that you would have to study the animal to understand the spiritual aspect of that particular picture, understand the meaning. You have to sit with it. You have to observe nature. You have to be in silence. And you have to source this information from within. And we've gotten away from that through the use of books, through people, telling us this, and preachers and sages and prophets and influencers and teachers and saints and all these people with all these beautiful names. And this person's anointed and all this shit. But what about you? What's your anointing? What's your unique powers? What are your superhero abilities? What is it about you that's great? What is it about you that's powerful? What is it about you that's special? You can't get that from listening to people all day. You can't get that. And I'm on social media, right? I'm not speaking like somebody who's, lives in the woods or something. I just watch YouTube. I listen to speakers. Watch I'm on social media. I watch Netflix, like I watch sports. I'm not a regular human, you know what I'm saying? But I do some regular human shit, you know? And, but I still realize that there's times where spirit's like, yo, shut this shit down, put on some jazz. There's times where I might walk to the store, spirit's like, yo, don't bring no headphones or don't bring anything, just walk in silence. Times where I go to the bathroom and I'm bringing my spirit's like, nah, don't bring my phone. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring a book. Nah, don't bring a book. Especially if I wake up to go to the bathroom, right? Like now I'm been conditioned through this process that I've been going through lately to when I wake up, if I go to the bathroom, right, and I know I'm gonna sit on the toilet to not even bring a book. I'm able to remember my dreams or bring a phone. I'm able to remember my dreams better now. You know? I'm able to get more meaning from my dreams. Simply because of that. How many times do we wake up, we roll over, and the first thing we pick up is our phones? But we just left the astral plane. We literally just left the higher realm of existence. And the first thing we do is we pick up our phones, or the first thing we do is we turn on the TV, see what the weather is or what the news is, right? And if we got kids or whatever, we have those responsibilities as well. But then some of us have, two jobs, high pressure jobs, I get it, to survive. But there are moments where you can even go into the bathroom and find silence. There are moments on your lunch break where you can find moments of silence. Just silence. And if you can't do silence yet, start with jazz. Start with classical music. Start with nature sounds. Start with listening to rain on YouTube. Start with binaural beats. Right? And eventually, just like working out, you build a muscle and eventually start trying just silence. Because we've conditioned to not be silent in this society. We've conditioned to not just be in nature and experience nature. We've been conditioned to not go about our day-to-day space and not have music playing or something playing in our ear or being taught something or getting some information. But intuition, remember you go to college to pay tuition, right? To learn things. That's external tuition for a university, right? But the university is you. You are a universe. You're made of stardust. So you are the universe yourself. You have how many systems? Digestive, reproductive, skeletal, right? Nervous system. You got tons of systems. And how many microorganisms are crawling on you right now? You got a whole microbiotic orbit. How many atoms? How many cells? Millions of cells in your body. So you are a university within yourself. Within your DNA, you have the ability to unlock so much knowledge, so much wisdom, so much understanding that are housed in your ancestors, that are housed in your bloodline, your universal blockchain, going back to the first ancestors, going back to Imhotep and the Sumerians and King Dozer who built the first pyramid, going back to motherfucking Hatshepsut, King Narmer, right? Going back to wherever you want to go back to. The Essenes, where Jesus was initiated, right? There's so much wisdom within us that's waiting to be unlocked. But we can only unlock it when we take time to slow down, breathe, and embrace silence. Embrace solitude. Embrace oneness with the all. And this does not come from listening to other people. This comes from listening to ourselves, tapping into our gut, tapping into our hearts, tapping into our mind. So, take some time to be silent, because that's where the magic is. That's where the manifestation is. That's where the knowledge and the ideas and the wisdom and spirit telling you, oh, make this move. Spirit telling you, oh, make that move. I'm gonna give y'all a little something, right? Before I shut this video down. I had a situation, right? 2023, right? Right before the winter solstice, which is 12/21, right? And Spirit was telling me over the past 5 days before that, 2024, try God. 2024, try God. And it kept coming up in my brain. 2024, try God. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is, what is going on? Why do you keep telling me why am I keep hearing 2024, try God, right? So I ended up seeing a video about one of my early mentors, Ron F. Men, right? And I said, okay, he's doing a meditation, right, for the winter solstice. I said, okay, let me hop on, sign up for the course. Took the course, right? Still benefiting from the course to this day. And because it was a meditation course, right, and it put me in silence, it allowed me, and it's allowing me to unlock different aspects of myself. And I'm getting different downloads of different things to create and different things to bring to the universe, because I'm having now daily moments of silence. And not just through the meditation, right? Even outside of the meditation, my daydreams, right, are profound. My daydreams are full of wisdom, right? I'm writing a sacred book, or I can say the book's writing me right now. And there's certain habits that I had to give up, that I had to sacrifice in order to elevate my Christ consciousness. But this is the best motherfucking move I've made. I should have made this move years ago. But I listened to my inner GPS, and if I was constantly distracted, I probably wouldn't have even gotten a message that said try God for 2024. Because I've been dipped in and out. I played the halfway point really for a lot of points up and now. I'm not going to say spirituality hasn't been a lifestyle for me. It has, right? But there's times where I've dipped out, had challenges, dipped in. When I've had challenges, and now it's totally different. So, while, this car passes or whatever, I'm going to shut it down so I don't get the copyright for something that's not even my, responsibility, which is this car passing or stopping, picking somebody up, playing music. But again, right, there's times like this. Look, this music is coming. Imagine if I didn't have moments of silence, right? Or if I didn't take moments of silence. So I just want to encourage y'all, take moments of silence. Take moments of take moments to do introspection. Take moments of prayer, right? We're not praying to a mystery God, right? We talk about the creator. We're not talking about a mystery, because we know that force is within us. So how can it be a mystery, right? So we're talking about cultivating the power within ourselves, our divine self, our higher self, right? Awakening Kundalini, all those things, right? You could do it in dance, you could do it in ritual, right? But you still need to balance, right? Everything has a yin and yang component to it. And we're so stimulated now. We're so root chakra. I gotta get this, I gotta get that, I gotta buy this, I gotta buy that. I gotta have this book. I gotta have this garment. I gotta take this course. I gotta take this class. I'm not saying none of those things won't help you, right? I'm not saying that at all. Because I took a course. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a course right now. I'm in a couple of courses, right? But what I am saying is, even through that, the other half of that is silence. Remember, you sleep for 8 hours a day, or you should be sleeping for 8 hours a day, or at least 6, right? That's silence. Your body needs that. But that's involuntary. What about voluntary silence? All right, y'all. I don't want to be too long-winded and make this a long video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I crazy? Am I bugging? Or do you see in yourself a need for silence? A need to listen to things with no words? A need to listen and hone into your inner voice? Because one thing what happens is this. I'm going to try not to make this past 22 minutes. What happens is this. When you first start trying to listen to your inner voice, everybody else and all the information that you've been taking in and all the speakers and all the quotes and all the friends and the family start, it starts popping up because your mind has been conditioned to listen and look for the external world, right? As your guiding light, so to speak, right? As your sunlight, the external world, that's what you've been conditioned. So it does take some time. Take the time though. Take the time. Day by day, build that muscle. And I promise you, the benefits, nothing like it. And this is the year to do it. 2024, 8 year, build and destroy. This is the year to do it. This is the year where the energy is supporting that. And we're in Aquarius season right now when I'm recording this. Season of invention, the season of enhancing the collective, the season of your unique gifts coming to the surface, the season of you pouring out your spirit. It's an air sign, right? Word for spirit means, the etymology word spirit means breath or air. So it is perfect time for you to source what's within you and bring it to the surface. Take time, y'all. Take time to be divine. Peace, power, and prosperity. Love, joy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I love y'all. Stay up and sucker free.